I think it's multifold, right? Like, the build is just so straightforward these days, so cookie cutter that I want to see a little bit of innovation, because honestly, when we saw those first bans, we saw these first picks, I'm like, this could very well just be a C draft. It was the exact same stuff. It's the latter half of the draft that could very well just be where the innovation needs to be. But with a Razor, that's not the case. You know, you're going to build into your power treads, into the Falcon Blade, BKB, refresher, every single time. And so, in my eyes, you need something that's going to be that BKB piercing disable, just so that you're able to get away from that static link. So you can make the use of that, hell, even just the first use of that BKB much less impactful. So I feel like TSpirit, they've got the Bane, right? So even if AS Monaco Gambit wanted to run the Razor, it's not going to be quite as impactful this game, even though it might be quite nice against the likes of a Kunkka and a Mars.
Yeah, I'm just, if I'm looking at Gambit's lineup right now, they have literally no control, so I would really like them to pick that. TSpirit noticed that, obviously, and have banned out Sand King, Tidehunter, these heroes that do that. Oh, Gambit usually run this with Phoenix, which has already popped up on that screen, but on our screen, it hadn't popped up yet.
We didn't know his pick, so I'm gonna give that to Sheep. She definitely gets some bonus points for getting that one.
They do axe Phoenix before. I think it's, that fixes a control problem.
You reckon this is a Snapfire game now?
For Spirit?
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Mirror loves to play it. Great with Mars. Egg Destroyer.
It definitely, like, in terms of providing damage, I think it sucks or is hard because of how, like, Weaver's going to be on you, and Queen of Pain's going to be able to, like, jump your backline, and Axe also, like, has a stun and an ability to stop you. But, like, it's... Yeah, like, I think if you're simply looking at it from the lens of it has to deal with the egg, it's going to be really good.
Well, even just for the lockdown potential, right? Like, you've already got the Kunkka, which allows you to set up with the torrents. Then you've got the Cookie. You can go into the Aghanim Shard, and you've already got heroes like Phoenix, Weaver, Queen of Pain. Very squishy if you can just lock them in place, and it just provides you with so many more of those stuns to be able to burst them down. So I feel like it's a great pick all around.
Yeah.
What are they going to be looking to be banning out for each team? So what is the last piece of, I guess, what's the last piece that they need to sort of round out each other's drafts?
Do you reckon Gambit could Spectre here? How do you feel about that? I mean, Bane, Snapfire, they're not the greatest heroes at just being able to run away from the likes of a Haunt. And if you're able to get in onto the backlines, maybe that's just the extra bit of vision that you need to be able to come in with the Queen of Pain, with the Axe to actually take down more of the saving style supports. And then you've obviously got the Phoenix to be able to do that percentage-based damage against the remaining strength heroes so far.
If I'm Gambit, I want a durable carry, like... A life stealer? Like a life stealer, maybe? I feel like the only thing it's scared about is being gripped. But I'm looking at what they've banned themselves. They banned Morphling and Ursa, so obviously Ursa, like, is to help protect Phoenix a little bit more and make their lane safer. TA is...
It's durable.
Yeah, it's durable. Yeah, it's good. It's, like, I just want them to have something that can, like, live through Spirit's Burst, because obviously we talked about this in the last series in C. Like, when you have stuff like a Mars and a Kunkka, it's like you're gonna use your spells and stuff, and then you want to kill them in that time. So when the enemy then, like, takes something like a Wraith King, which they banned on Spirit, like, you come back. So if you can just, like, live through it, you have, like, a lot of protection on Gambit. Like, your Axe is gonna have a BKB piercing stun to, like, you know, make sure you're fine in fights.
I feel like this Bane is just really value this game, though, right? Like, obviously, great setup for the likes of the Kunkka, the Snapfire, the Mars. Laning, great. Fiend's Grip, amazing. Lots of small instances of damage to get through that refraction. And I feel like Enfeeble is very highly undervalued. Like, just the one value point, even at level 8, if you can get it, onto either a Phoenix or a TA, is going to provide so much value. Phoenix more for the heal reduction, TA more for the damage. Like, 1 point is 45% damage reduction, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
That's not base damage, that's total damage. So we'll see how TSpirit are going to look to round out this draft. Most likely going to be their position 1, and oh wow, it's just a Medusa. I mean,
cool. That's like a hero that, like, is allowed to hit the egg alongside Snapfire. I think it's going to be difficult for Gambit because you only have basically one real initiator in Axe, but Axe tends to be like a... He's not the... Yeah, he's a counter initiator, right? You want someone else to go in and then you jump. Like, for example, you want the Phoenix to go in with Egg and then you protect it. But it's hard when Spirit have, like, Medusa who's not going to die to your one jump. And you have, like, the... Toronto Tokyo's Kong is going to be even tankier. I feel like...
That's why I was wanting the Spectre a little bit as well, right? Because it provides that first layer of initiation, you might kill the Bane, and then it just makes Axe's effectiveness so much more prominent.
Yeah,
you know?
Spirit Spams were good in that regard. They removed like Wraith King, and they also removed PA, who's an initiator type carry. So
I'm going to ask you guys to give me 2 predictions this time. One, if we removed skill completely and just looked at the draft. And the second prediction, if we take into account that this is TSpirit up against Gambit.
Spirit.
probably
Okay.
Spirit.
Very unanimous. Alrighty. Well, that is it for draft for game number 1 between Spirit and Gambit. Your casters for this game are going to be GoDz and Trent. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Nat, and welcome to Eastern Europe. We've done a little swap on over. We're in SEA, now we're in Eastern Europe, and joining me is Trent. Welcome back. I hope you had a good break, Trent. How are you doing?
Yeah, nice break. You know, I'm not all jet lagged like you, crossing regions like this to immediately join me here in Eastern Europe. So very excited, of course. I mean, to be casting this region, especially whenever you get to cast the defending champions of the international.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't feel like they've. I mean, obviously everyone knows they're the TI champions, but they haven't got that like scary aura of like maybe the OGs of the past. Like maybe because they're just not as big a name. I don't know, but they've still looked pretty unstoppable, at least in the DPC. And they did, I think there was, second place during the OGA Dota Pit tournament?
Yeah, I think so. They're looking very frightening. And this draft as well, I'd have to agree with the panel. Things were just lining up. You see the Snapfire, you're like, not only were they like one of like the pioneers in terms of just like constantly forcing Snap at TI, this is just such a good Snap game. I mean, it's always about the Phoenix, but everything else even looks fine too. So feeling pretty good about their chances.
Yeah. It definitely hasn't felt like Spirit have really missed a beat since TI. Often, we jokingly meme about teams falling off after various TI wins, but has not been the case for Team Spirit so far. As for their opponents, AS, Monaco, Gambit, not 1 and 3. How would you rate their performance so far, like in terms of how well they played?
Gambit, they're a hard one for me. I've always looked at the Gambit 2 roster, Division 2, and thought like, man, I feel like these guys could be in Division 1. So, of the Gambit 2 rosters, this to me is Gambit 2. But, at least they've got the win, right? We got some teams at the bottom with no wins on the table. Maybe this Season 1 is still within their grasp. It could happen. And they are capable players, obviously, but it's a very competitive region. And, we're looking at teams like TSpirit and PuckChamp to kind of be those, like, I don't know, to me, they look like the top 2 dogs. And if I'm AS Monaco Gambit, my goal right now is to just, like, survive in Division 1 and better myself for next season.
Yeah. That's always I think one of the better parts about this league format is that even the teams who aren't going to the major still usually have that something to fight for, because those teams who are 0 and 4, Empire, Unique, they want to win a series or 2 and not get relegated, much like the same for Gambit here. So
yeah. You know what, TSpirit, they can't fall off from the RPGs because they close signups on Final Fantasy because they're running out of servers. So like they couldn't actually, you couldn't buy the game and create a new account. That was tactical play here by the MMO gods here to keep them as good Dota players.
Is that a Spirit big Final Fantasy players? Is that something I've missed?
All I know is, MMOs ruin newbies, so it's the big one,
Yeah,
I figure if there was one that was going to get them, that's it.
Well, we'll see whether Spirit is still in that TI form. Obviously a lot of players taking breaks, some staying active and scrimming. I know Spirit were talking about their boot camp schedule. They, had obviously the longer boot camp, now break. Now they're back ready to boot camp for the rest of the season. So it does seem like this team is still pretty hungry from everything they've said in all their interviews. There's a bit of a brawl breaking out. Start some boundary runs. By brawl, I mean Shikuchi on through and out. So not much of a brawl, really.
Oh my goodness.
That's very red.
That's very threatening.
If that's blood colored Valve,
yeah. What? The river runs red with Burgundy's blood. That's basically what we got going on here.
Okay.
And we have Queen versus the Kunkka in the mid lane. Would you believe it, everybody? I feel like every time I go to watch replays, this is what I'm seeing. Kunkka's like, I can't really be countered mid, and Queen of Pain's like, well, I'm Queen of Pain. It's cool. I got a little bit more regen now. Sometimes I don't even go dagger if you're cool like Weehaw.
Yep.
And everyone just farms. That's what I get to say every time. Whenever the play-by-play says, hey, Trent, so it's Hero X versus Hero Y, what happens mid? Well, they both get what they want. and we look to see what they do around the map.
Yeah. Well, I will say we had this matchup in the last game in SEA, and Armel Kunka kind of destroyed a quad, but, you know,
True.
That's Armel Kunka, but not how it's going to go every single time. Since we're not talking about the mid lane, where both heroes should be getting what they want, we'll take a look at some of these other side lanes, particularly top lane. A lot of aggressive harass coming out. Are there any lanes you feel like either side should have a bit of an edge in? Is it going to be this top lane for Gambit?
You would think so, right? I mean, it's Mars Phoenix. Jeez. It's Axe Phoenix. I know, big red guy. Another great combo, though, in the Mars Snap. I mean, really, the two off lanes are, like, the two strong things, right? These are pretty capable pairings that we look for. On the one hand, you got a 5 Weaver who's not really amazing in the laning stage when it's a really strong duo like Snap Mars. So I would say both off lane pairs look pretty solid.
Yeah, and already down bottom. They don't quite get the Weaver. He gets him very low. He speared him into the enemy tower. Got him low, but yeah, definitely a lot of kill threat when you look at Mars with the Snapfire. All the physical damage amp from the little shredder and all that, so we'll see if that's
top
something that comes
lane,
into play.
You got to kind of hope they get a little bit lazy on the 5 and the 1, right? Like, you know, you're not keeping your regen up. There's not like a whole lot of burst damage. It's just a crazy amount of damage over time and whittling you down.
And more likely, if there is a kill, it's going to be on the Bane than the Medusa, unless Yatora really like outplays himself by playing in the lane when Bane's not there or something. But so far, TA is struggling down bottom. I mean, we mentioned this is going to be a tough lane, and TA just not getting what you'd maybe hope for out of this lane.
Safe lane TA. So normal now. Just seeing it quite a bit, obviously. I mean, she still plays essentially the same game. In a lot of ways, she always kind of felt like a position 1 as, well, typical position 1 hero. She gone.
Oh, yeah, she ran in for some creeps and just got bullied by the burst of the Snap Mars. This is going to be a tough lane for her as killer top as well. So not going the way perhaps we thought it would. It's the Bane, perhaps the 5 position king of the laning stage. This is why everyone's just first picking Bane. This hero is just so good in lane. And Miposhka, one of the better Bane players. So looking even for that second kill. Don't think he's going to get immersion. Happy to hold his ground here. Oh, toggles off to sleep. Poshka's like, oh, I want to
tap.
Yeah. It's like, I just want to right click him. Come on, man.
I'm really curious how he died up there. Because Melee's was pretty far over to the right. That seems like an unusual positioning. Maybe he just like cleared the wave and was trying to just like go pressure the Bane or something. But yeah, surprising to say the least. Not really the death you're expecting. Oh, he's stuck on level 2 as well. Like, now he just hits 3. Yataro's level 4 already.
Yeah, this is feeling rough. Even the Bane's already hit level 3 too, so not going to be a fun time with second point in Brain Sap making this lane even more difficult. I was about to say let's look at some of the other lanes like mid lane, but it kind of isn't going exactly as you said. Both mid laners getting what they want, farming their small camps, farming mid lane. So
yeah, I mean, Kunka definitely should still like win the matchup in most scenarios, I would say, because like typically his farm's a little bit easier with like the small camp too. It doesn't cost him as many resources. Wow, that was that a glyph for mid for that range creep?
I think so. It looked like
it was.
Yeah.
I guess they were also like kind of diving top too, so it might have been a double value there.
Yeah. That was a cool glyph. Either way, I mean, maybe, like you said, maybe it was unintended. I always wonder if teams like intentionally get the double value, or if like mid lane's just like, oh, thanks, nice glyph, or vice versa.
Melee's now just cutting behind the tower, doing typical Axe stuff here. Hard to contest this as Bane as long as there's a friend around, and Immersion's still playing pretty close. Goes for the stack there, but a quickly placed sentry from Miposhka is going to stop that from adding out.
He's not having any of that. Pushka's going to be a little bit careful here, but Tora should be fine farming under his tower. Not a whole lot. I don't think they want to dive until this Vanguard comes out at least.
Bottom lane there, Mira getting pretty low.
Yeah.
He's able to turn it back around a little bit there for some damage, though.
Yeah, 0-2-2 build, no points in the Scatter Blast. We definitely, we see a bit of variety with the Snapfire build. Sometimes not even going for the little Shredder, but this time around, wanting that physical damage, especially with a Mars on your team. And they get the spear on the TA down bottom. Follow that with a cookie, and they just blow up a TA. That was a full health TA.
I mean, that's the issue, right? you have the little shredder too, so just all these instances. It's just like, yeah, goodbye refractions. Like, totally useless. Just going to get blown up. And, I mean, the best thing whenever you're playing Snapfire, I find, is that when you have this mid that just has a any sort of a rotation with a stun, I mean, as most army players do these days, but then you just get, like, the free level 6 kill. And so with a Kunkka and a Mars, I feel like the 6 is going to be a free kill as well here from Mira. So, oh, no, Happy. He's going to get up there with the ward, stealing the bounty.
Snuck back in and avoided the Kunkka gank. Unfortunately, it means his carry gets hit by the Kunkka gank. Refraction does block the ghost ship damage. Not sure they're going to have the damage for this one. Maybe with if Mars can find the spear. Oh, great cookie.
I did not think that was going to... Oh, no. Oh, guys, the math. Oh, no. All right.
Okay.
All right. Cost them a century. That's value.
Yeah.
All right.
Small bit of value. Quap not making any moves, just farming up some jungle camps, so there's not really any counterplay happening. And the Weaver needs to be careful. Happy Jura maybe paying the price here with the cookie. Yeah, TeamSpirit just getting kills wherever they go.
He got so greedy because he had that sentry by the small camp, so I think he thought, like, oh, I'm, like, pretty safe there, but the other sentry still kind of caught him a little bit on the end, so he took some extra damage. Double value sentry, no longer super value for wasting that on the killing of the TA. I think things are adding up here.
And the Kunkka gets a nice little, like, triple stack at this bottom small camp, which is going to allow him to farm up some neutral items, or at least a neutral item. So, nice little move coming out from Toronto, Tokyo.
Maposhka up top. Okay, he's, like, lurking in the tree, waiting for something here, but he will manage to escape. And, yeah, of course, Yadro mid lane now, as not a whole lot to do up top there. Very dangerous situation. And, yeah, better value mid than running right to the jungle.
I was just about to say, yeah, feels like usually it's the Medusa going to the jungle, but the Kunkka being a bit more active, even has a second point in X before maxing Tidebringer, so we're seeing a much more active kind of gameplay from Kunkka, which is often a hero that just kind of passively farms and doesn't rotate that much.
And it worked out well at first, like, with the initial play, but now he's just kind of, isolated, not really gaining a whole lot. He's chucking torrents at camps. He actually just got that stack. That was sick. All right, this guy's good. He's like a TI winner or something.
Oh, man. And this TA is level 4. They actually know this. He's just dedicating his game to
doubled
ruining...
up on her.
Oh. Mira's got more sentries and dust for this. Oh, man, that is brutal. The Quap's trying to rotate in to salvage this one. May get a Snapfire kill. I don't even know if they can. Snapfire can just TP out if they want to.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, he doesn't have a TP. Oh, he doesn't have a TP, so it should go down. He's just going to try waste some time, perhaps, here. Goes into the enemy towers, and... Oh, he got the uphill miss. And a curry.
He got the boots.
Oh, that's so brutal.
I can't believe that, actually.
Oh, man, this poor TA, level 4. About to hit level 5 in mid, but Medusa level 7. Like, the two carries just night and day.
Well, on the bright side, they didn't stack her any Ancients anyway, because she can't really kill them, so she's got that going for her.
she's
no
happy it's a single stack.
Yeah, oh, phew, something I can handle.
Yeah. Now you got an axe, though. Imagine Axe would happily come and take it.
that was actually a sick spear down bottom. Is this going to be a kill?
Ooh.
Do they have the finish? I think they used too much.
Yeah, he's already used the time lapse, the spear into the tree. Nicely done by Collapse, the Mars god himself. Yeah, I feel like Spirit are just getting so much more out of the map. They even have this... Their Bane's going to hit level 6 before 10 minutes at this rate, it looks like. Yep. They've got Fiend Script, and they do need to be careful. There's a nice Radiant Ward here. May scout this coming in. Nightmare on one. Maposhka looking for the grip on the other. May just have to go for the Phoenix. Is still hunting. No, they've got Melis. X into the Ghost Ship. They're going to bring him back in, and the Fiend Script is there if they need to use it, but I'm not even sure they have to. As Melis looks to get out of there. They actually realize they can't go for it. Nice move from Queen of Pain. Lorinov coming in to kind of salvage things here, and Spirit just don't have numbers.
Yeah, that was a two-factor thing. As you said, maybe should have just went for the Phoenix at the start there, get your free kill, but they get a little bit greedy going for the core, and then that vision, just like watching all of that gave Gambit the confidence to come through and be like, no, we can shift this through. Like we know they're not bringing more numbers right now. This will be fine, and they were quite correct. And those two supports are pretty stacked on TeamSpirit. They have a ton of kill threat right now. They wanted to be getting kills like a minute ago and be working on that next ultimate. So you've already slowed down a lot of the potential of that duo. Just by that one play.
Yeah. And we do see Gambit, you know, making these plays and Axe working on a Blink Dagger, but
There's the grip
unfortunately
up
for
top.
him, yeah. You mentioned they just want to use these ultimates, find a kill, and it's going to be a pretty big one. And Axe, he's kind of the big playmaker that's going to look to turn this game around with a Blink, so killing him, it's going to feel nice.
Well, you got, I mean, what, same CD, right? 120 on both, yeah. So we're in sync right now
Yeah.
for Maposhka and Mira. We'll just hang out for a bit, do it again.
Yep. And while they're on cooldown, they can still fight with Ghost Ship and Mars Arena. There's more than enough team fight to go around.
I mean, I think they're well aware that one of the core players on Gambit won't be hanging out very much, so they're free to sort of push in and create fights right now without a Templar Assassin being there.
And Medusa just feels like one of those heroes like that has that Tidehunter effect where you can just plop her in front of a tower if Gambit do try and push anything. But sleep onto Happy Jura. Weaver's been caught, the Torrent follow-up, and they chain stun him before he can use a spell. And they get 2. They got Phoenix as well.
I must say, Happy's game, not only because the bottom lane went so poorly, but just overall, I feel like this 5 Weavers game looks pretty atrocious. I mean, there is value, of course, like throwing out the bugs and stuff, but this idea of like eventually getting the Aghanim's, number one, it's going to be so far off because you're a 5, but the actual utility of that Aghanim's, at least I find, is much worse than it used to be ever since like the changes to the range, because a lot of times I see it, you see it versus this Mars, and you're like trying to save someone, and there's this like humongous terrain in your way, and you just can't get in there to actually make the save half the time.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Do you also feel like it's pretty bad against Spirit's heroes, or is it just like a doesn't help his team out much kind of thing?
I mean, it's pretty good versus their heroes in terms of just like being a nuisance and like, you know, maybe you can get someone out of a grip or maybe like at the end of a Kunkka combo and stuff. I think generally it's all right since you're supposed to be working with the durability of the TA. The real issue is that the TA is just not that durable. Like, you know, they have ways to burn through the refractions and stuff. If this was like a slightly better TA game, then I feel like the Ags looks a little bit better.
Yeah. And TA, not a hero that's kind of known for playing in a position where you're catching up. Usually that's a bad sign, whether it's mid or safe
Yeah.
lane. This is a hero that wants to kind of be the one ahead snowballing. So bad start for Alberca.
He's more of a Monkey King player. That I do know. This guy's like the best Monkey King player I've ever seen. He's unbelievable. He's been like cleaning up matches on that hero.
Was that
So, maybe next
banned
game.
at the very start? Yeah, I'm wondering. I don't remember what was first banned, but Monkey King, at least over in SCA, has been like banned and picked every single game. So perhaps something Spirit were well aware of, and we'll see Spirit making their move down bottom. They're gonna start pressuring this tier 2 tower using the Snapfire, the Lil Shredder. Try and take this tier 2 as early as possible to maybe take over this enemy outpost. But for now, both teams kind of playing on each other's side of the map.
Yeah, Meles has been kind of lurking a bit too, so I think they're not sure what he's up to. He's very close to Blink, which at least he's gonna have that before any tier 2 push, and as well as still having the mid tier 1. So I feel like if there's a chance for Gambit right now, it's gonna be a tier 1 mid push from Spirit, and he's able to get a good Blink off. But that's also one of the harder towers to defend with Blink Dagger, because like everyone scouts that tree line next to the tower.
Well, it's currently Spirit able to play basically all 3 lanes. They're defending top with Kunkka while pressuring and farming bottom and even catching mid waves. So it feels like something that Gambit need to punish at some point. Like they've got numbers up top like a 4v2, but they're just afraid to fight under this outpost where heroes can always TP in.
They're just running from Bane and Kunkka while like Snap's farming bottom,
Yeah.
Mars is down there, Medusa was doing Ancients, now just comes to catch mid, but now they go in.
They finally get some confidence to make that play. They go in, commit the Supernova. They want Toronto Tokyo, but he hits a nice 2-hero boat plus Torrent, but should still be going down here. Even with the run buff, they get the dunk from the Axe here. So they find a way to punish, and they instantly TP down bottom. Spirit are trying to commit to the tier 2 tower, knowing that a lot of spells were used up top. So they throw away Kunkka's life, but Spirit just kind of playing the efficiency game.
Yeah, that's one of the more frustrating things about getting out like macroed on the map there. It's just like you do get that kill, but you didn't get the Bane as well, so you only get the single kill. Took a lot of your heroes' time, and they pressured a lot of tower, and now you're going to lose the Queen of Pain after 2.
Yep.
Oh no, oh the Blink!
Oh, the blink into the
That
spear!
was sick!
I don't know if he saw it. I believe he saw it coming because they had the Horde too. And now the Mars trying to... Well, can't actually clean up any of these kills here. It's going to be Melis. Oh, he gets the spear. Nicely predicted by Collapse in the Fog. Well, that was a sick
Melis
spear.
is sick. That was amazing. We're going to give it to him. He actually get the get down. Madam President saves Lorinov.
Yeah. Lorinov going to be thanking not just his lucky stars, but thanking his buddy Melis there. Melis pays the price for it, but at least a, emotional victory, a mental victory for the Gambit side.
Oh, they needed that for sure. Yeah, like, you Queen of Pain and Templar Assassin, two heroes that really don't want to die, or everyone just has that opinion of just like, oh, you die twice, your game's just over. So, that's why as the Axe player, you got to get in there.
Oh.
Axe dies, no one cares.
Oh.
Every time I look at
Unfortunately
Alka, I'm just like, there he is
Yeah.
again.
I used to-
triangle.
You said you die twice, your game's over. I don't know what 4 times is for a TA early game, but that's a worrying sight. But the catch-up is slowly rolling on. He's still 6 on the net worth, but it's not looking as bad as it once was. The issue is Yatora's Medusa continuing to just farm.
The 0-0-1 Medusa, who's doing nothing but hit creeps the entire game, is pretty terrifying sight. And Manta working in towards a Scotty after this. How on earth are they going to kill this Medusa with Scotty?
Dire's top tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
TA not one of those heroes known to maybe match up particularly well against Medusa, so we'll see. ASM Gambit's just hoping that they can find maybe some good team fights off of Axe Phoenix kind of combos. Big Supernova where they keep it alive with a Berserker's Call, for example. But here comes TSpirit once again, looking to make some plays with their supports here. But nice Radiant Observer Ward. I believe it's being pinged out by Mira. Not that they've got a sentry there, but they seem to have an idea that they've been scouted.
Dire's middle tower is
And
under
Collapse is
hostile
not sure what's going on. He's like solo punching this tower, and then he blinked right back and just waiting, and they will eventually just grab this. So a lot of focus on the mid lane from Gambit, like kind of protecting that area. I think they thought that's where TSpirit was moving, so they sneak in, they snag that bottom tower instead. Now they've got your outpost. And got pretty good vision just in that area in general, too. So they're going to go into the roast. They want to grab this before that full pressure of the bottom lane into that tier 3 is really evident. But if they don't get this right now from Gambit, it's going to be so hard to get back in this position.
Yep. They went to scout the pit, but TA just stood invis and melt strike. So I don't actually know if Spirit realized this is going on. That was kind of a cool play from TA. Didn't kill the scouting illusions, just stayed in melt strike while the Weaver killed it with Shikuchi. So they take Roshan, perhaps without Spirit realizing it was going on, and now they're going to perhaps look to try and take this fight. Yep. Blink and Call attempt. Collapse goes looking for an arena target, but doesn't find one. The egg used perhaps a little bit too far away to force a fight here, and instead it's going to be Queen of Pain blinking in, getting caught by the Stone Gaze and getting taken out. Burka could be next. He's got an Aegis, but they may just be able to kill him twice here if they're not careful. Manta Style being used from the Medusa, helping bring down that Refraction charge. They do get the Kunkka with the Axe. Millis with a great second initiation. Setting things up for perhaps a good little fight here. Snapfire dropping the kisses here, and TSpirit seem to just have enough firepower to force Gambit back. Gambit now, got to be careful. Alberca does not want to die a second time. He's already lost the Aegis here.
Man.
The cookie gets nicely dodged. Good little stutter step from Alberca, breaking some ankles here, and TSpirit won't get the follow-up kills they were hoping for.
Definitely turning into a just get out situation here, but I mean, you have to force that fight as Gambit. I definitely agree there. Like they sort of know the state of the game right now. They got to try and utilize something out of this Aegis, because if they don't force that fight right there, I feel like they're just going to keep getting split around the map and not be able to force it very easily. And Melee's 2 great plays, like you said. The second blink, excellent. The first one, too, sort of delaying the initial Stone Gaze there, too, in that fight. Trying to give them a good opportunity here. Now they're going right back in, though.
Yeah. They saw the Medusa TP out, so they want to fight while Medusa's not involved in the action. They'll instantly kill the Snapfire. They know these supports just don't have ultimates. Collapse is a BKB. He's just going for the TP out. Both supports are dead, and they get the 3rd kill. The Axe culling Blade to finish off Collapse. Well, sorry, no, it was the Weaver ended up finishing him off before the culling Blade came in, and Gambit, they're pressing forward.
I'm very impressed right now. From that whole Roche maneuver into the second fight after losing out on the first one and losing your Aegis, like they're just putting full tempo on right now. And I mean, you look at their lineup too, and you understand why. Like this goes late, things don't really look amazing for them. You know, the big Dusa just gets huger and huger. It's harder and harder for you to fight. And your supports are, I mean, particularly the Weaver's pretty far down. I do like abandoning the Ags. He was thinking about it. He had just the Yules. Now he's got back for the Ags. I don't know, Happy. Maybe he'll get the cash. We'll see.
There's a Philosopher's Stone, but Phoenix is like, yeah, I've got dibs on that one. I'm the fourth position.
I got some needs. So.
He's got big needs. He's going for the refresher.
Weaver's got
He's
wants.
thinking,
You know, we're in a different class. We're not the same.
Well, here come TeamSpirit around the mid lane. Toronto, Tokyo fishing, but not reeling anyone in with the X. Lorinoff able to get out of there A-OK. Has the BKB queued up. No ideas of an Ag shard just yet. Probably after the BKB. That shard has become very popular on the Queen of Pain.
I feel like if TeamSpirit want to sort of press forward, like particularly if they get a second Aegis or something here with the shard, then it looks pretty bad still for Gambit. Like I envision like Aether coming out of Miposhka and then Toronto Tokyo just playing slightly back with like BKB and Boat to cover Yatoro. Yeah. And the fights are still going to be really tough. But again, they know what they need right now from Gambit. They're going to try and pressure here once more. Melee's needs another big jump.
Yep. They found Miposhka. That should be a free kill for them. No defensive items to save him. Yatoro goes in with the Stone Gaze, but Gambit have already kind of disengaged here, but the Scotty's slow with the Mortimer's Kisses. Alberca could be in some trouble. Goes for the TP out, but it's not going to finish in time. Costly kill on the Bane in the end. And they want more. Can they get more? Melis has the blink away, so they should be fine here.
Damn, I don't know who put that sentry down there. That was pretty sick. I'm not sure if that got placed down by Bane just before the fight or something, but getting the scout out there to ensure the TA couldn't get any sort of like an invis escape there. Just like the walk down with the Scotty again, like understanding why this item's going to be so brutal this game. Is you just can't get away.
Off of that, Toronto Tokyo feeling like, yeah, I've got a Solar Crest, I can just kind of poke and prod tier 2 tower, but Melis has other ideas. Blinks in with the call. Emergent has a Supernova level 2. Can they bring this down with a Medusa? It's going to be too much. Axe starting with the call meant there was nothing to protect the egg, and TeamSpirit get 2 big kills very easily, and they're going to follow it up with a tier 2 tower of their own now.
That was very greedy. I'm not sure what the plan was there. Maybe you're right. Maybe they thought they could get some sort of like an egg combo with call coverage, but yeah, the call gets used, and like that's the setup we're talking about, where the Medusa's just in front, and trying to jump in solo like that, if you're not catching, what, we have Nightmare, Cookie, and Boat to try and cover, like things look pretty good.
You don't ever feel good about initiating on a Medusa as an axe. Like, they don't have anywhere near enough damage to threaten the killer. And even in a scenario where maybe you get close, there's like Nightmare saves and like the Kunkel, as you mentioned. So straightforward defense now is they're going to just leave Medusa on the high ground. Rax taking as they just put Medusa on the high ground to finish off their axe. They do go in for another blink call, but instant Fiend Script onto the axe. Cookie from onto Yatoro as well with this Stone Gaze. We'll finish off the axe. They've not got no Sonic Wave. Lorinoff, a bit of an unusual play, just kind of used it on some creeps, it almost looked like. So TeamSpirit feeling very confident that they can finish off this Rax if they just get some creeps in the base.
And Collapse, he just, when the grip's happening, he just blinks in, and he just, like, throws up his bulwark. He's just standing there. He's like, actually making a wall. He didn't have his arena back yet, and he's just trying to ensure that they can't get anywhere near Miposhka to try and just, like, threaten with damage. And easy coverage. Objective Gaming secured. They're going to drop those Ob Sentry up top, too. Can you imagine if those actually stay? Full vision inside the base right now while Lorinoff and Immersion make their way away. So
definitely feels like there's, like, a team spirit factor where, you know, Gambit feel pressured to make plays happen, and they make some good ones, but they're just not that, like, super elite team that can consistently make really good plays, because they kind of followed up the good fights mid with a couple of misplays and mistakes, like the Kunkka and Phoenix thinking they can 2 versus 5.
That blinked away there from, they're kind of surrounding Collapse, but, you know, who caught who?
Yeah, he spears TA into the wall, and with the kisses fall up, Happy Jura just time lapses back into the kisses as well. Lorinoff gets forced to BKB. They want to make their stand here. They're buying back on both killed heroes. Trying to maybe chase down Yatoro here. They're going to start with the Snapfire. If they can catch Yatoro, this would be well worth the buybacks, but that's a big if, and Yatoro's, he's the wall now. Yeah. Well, full mana.
He's like, yeah, I'm in.
Can they kill the egg? Yatoro's like, I could go in the egg, but I believe, yeah, there's an Axe Call. He knew that Axe Call was waiting for him if he committed to the egg, and instead he's going to drop the Stone Gaze, wait for the Queen of Pain ultimate for Toronto, Tokyo on the front lines. helping create a wall for Yatoro. They're going to just chip down Melis with the Skadi. There's just no running away. Collapse is looking for a spear, but he needs to be a little bit careful. It's got no BKB. Has to kind of fall back a little bit, but now the Ghost Ship going to come in onto Alberca, get the TA, and Spirit just playing these fights so well. They get a GG call. We're 26 minutes in, and I think Gambit, they see the writing on the wall.
Oh, yeah. No, I think they got the right idea here. Like, I'm impressed that Gambit managed to keep it so close for so long when they had a level 4 Templar Assassin versus a level 8 Kunkka who was hunting her in the jungle, and then had no contribution from the hero whatsoever for the longest time because she simply didn't have a choice. Like, what's she going to do?
Yeah. Always, yeah, a bad sign with how things start, but, maybe a good sign for some of their future. I mean, this is still best of 3. We're going to game 2, but for future games and matches where, they've shown they can make those plays and make those moves. And, well, we'll see if they could. I mean, maybe if they have a better lane stage, things could look kind of different, Trent.
Maybe. I would hope that they're going to have a better one because it doesn't get much worse than that, particularly for your safe lane. I mean, it ends the game 0-7-7. Bit rough there for old Alberca, but he's a bounce-back player. He bounces around on the Monkey King quite a bit at the very least. So clearly they'll just first phase that. It won't be banned, and we'll get ourselves a game 3. That's what we're going with.
All right. Well, we'll see if that's the script that TeamSpirit have in mind as we head to a quick break and go back to an amazing panel. We'll see you there.